In 1607, a party of Englishmen comes to establish the first settlement. Indians approach them with suspicion, but the strangers offer tools and trinkets in exchange for fresh-killed game. This simple trade is the beginning of a cautious friendship. John Smith, an English captain, takes command when men start off to hunt for gold. He sets them to building shelters and defenses. Soon the food they've brought will be exhausted. They must clear land to harvest their own crops. They must learn from their Indian friends how to raise maize and tobacco. When new settlers, both men and women, arrive to work the fields, and a way is found to cure tobacco, it becomes the colony's most valuable crop for export. Soon Virginia ports are visited by the European trading ships, which have been sailing to Africa, taking on cargoes of captured Negroes and selling them in the Spanish colonies. Now the traders bring the Negroes to the new English colony, and the small farms grow into great tobacco plantations worked by slaves. In 1620, a second settlement was started far to the north in Massachusetts, where 100 people landed on a bare and windy shore. Seeking freedom from the English church, their purpose was to live according to God's will as they understood it. For this, they were ready to confront the grim and grisly face of poverty. They copied the Indian way of raising crude shelters, but the New England winters soon forced them to build wooden huts. They covered them with thatch, like the homes they left in England. But for their governor, they built a better house. And they met under his roof to worship God in their own way. At first, there is little but hard work and faithful duty in their lives. Their Indian friends have taught them to grow maize and pound the grain to meal. They have shown them where to cast their nets to find fish in abundance in the waters off the shore. To survive in the wilderness, the Pilgrim family has adopted Indian ways. But in the evening, in the New World as in the English home they have abandoned, the mother spins while the father reads the Bible and the children sleep nearby. Their bedding is hung up by day to make more space in the crowded home. A second group of nearly 1,000 Englishmen soon settles near the Pilgrims. They are Puritans, who also oppose the ceremonies of the English church. Their leaders are men of property who have come with servants, laborers, and craftsmen to supply the comforts they could not bring with them. In this colony, religion dictates government. The ministers of the church proclaim the laws and rule the conduct of the citizens. Since they preach that hard work is a virtue, the communities grow rapidly and soon begin to prosper. But to make sure of obedience, the judges impose many of the punishments that drove the Puritans from England. Toiling to win a livelihood from the thin and rocky soil, tightly bound by the rules of their religion, the colonists have few diversions. Their society is centered in their meeting house. Here, ministers teach the religion that shapes town laws passed by the congregation. But the Puritans, still surrounded by the wilderness, have many things to fear. They cannot relax their vigilance or their labors. During the next 100 years, these little New England settlements turn into bustling towns.